Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Students, today inshallah we will see illustration second of your accounting for share capital chapter. Okay. Open page number 13 of your textbook. Okay, if the picture is not clear. Eastern Company Limited issued 40,000 shares of rupees 10 each to the public for the subscription out of share capital. Okay, payable as rupees 4 on application. That means 4 rupees is collected at the time of application, rupees 3 at the time of allotment, and the balance on first and final call. So what is the balance? So 4 rupees is collected at the time of application and 3 rupees is collected at the time of allotment. So balance is 4 rupees. So this 4 rupees is collected at the time of first and final call. Okay, so first and final call is one and the same here. Application were received for 40,000 shares. That means whatever is issued for all the subscriptions were received. That means, the applications were received. Okay, 40,000 shares were issued and 40,000 applications were received. The company made the allotment to the applicant in full. Okay, so company allotted the shares in full. Okay, all the amount due on allotment and first call were duly received. That means the money called at the time of allotment and first call were received. That means there is no call in arrears. So what are the journal entries? Okay, so you all know first journal entry is for receiving application money and second is for transferring application money to share capital. So whenever the company receives application money, okay, it is receiving money, isn't it? So the bank account should be debited. Okay, and what is credited? To share application money. So how much is the application money on? Okay, it is 4 rupees on 40,000 shares. So 40,000 into 4. Okay, see here, bank account debited to share application account. Okay, so 40,000 into 4. Okay, second journal entry is for transferring application money to share capital. Okay, so what is the journal entry? Share application account debited to share capital account. Okay, and the narration is application money transferred to share capital. Same amount is transferred to share capital. Okay, because there is no excess application. If there is excess application, only the issued application or issued share application money has to be transferred to share capital. Rest will be refunded. Okay, or it will be adjusted with allotment. But here nothing of that kind. So the application money, whatever is received, has to be transferred to share capital. Okay, next is for allotment money due. Okay, next journal entry is for allotment money due, and the journal entry is share allotment account debited to share capital. So how much is the allotment money? 3 rupees. So 40,000 into 3, 40,000 share at rupees 3 per share. Okay, so the amount is 1,20,000. Next journal entry is for for receiving the allotment money. Okay, so when you receive allotment money, bank account debited to share allotment account. Okay, the same amount is received because it is told in the sum. Okay, next is for receiving next journal entry is for call money due, that is first call and final call money together. Okay, so the amount for first and final call is 4 rupees. Okay, so share first and final call account debited to share capital account. Okay, so this journal entry is for share first and final call due. Okay, so money due on 40,000 shares at rupees 3 per share on first and final call. So 40,000 share into 3 per share, rupees 3 per share. So 1,20,000. Once the first and final call money is due, then the journal entry is for received. Okay, first and final call money received. So the journal entry will be whenever the amount is received, bank should be debited. So bank account debited to first and final call account, 1,20,000. Okay, so this is the basic entries. Okay, this is very simple without any oversubscription or call in arrears. Okay, so now we will see call in arrear entries. Okay, so what is call in arrears? I've told you already. Sometimes shareholders do not pay the call amount on due date. Okay, so when any shareholders fail to pay the amount due on allotment or any of the call, such as first call, second call, or final call, this is called as call in arrears, or it is also called as unpaid calls. So call in arrears represent the debit balance of all the call amount. Okay, such amount shall appear as note to account. Okay, this you'll be studying in chapter number 3 of the same book. However, where a company maintains call in arrear account, it need to pass the following additional journal entries. Okay, so what are those additional journal entries? So, call in arrears account debited to share first call account to share second and final call account, or call in arrears account to relevant call account, whatever call is not paid. Okay, so whenever there is call in arrears, the journal entry is call in arrears account debited to the call which is not made, to share first call account or to share second call account. Okay, now on the receipt of call amount together, okay, or on the when you receive the call amount, okay, you will be receiving it with the interest. Okay, so the amount of interest shall be credited to interest account, while call money shall be credited to respective call account, okay, or call in arrear account. So when the shareholder makes the payment of call in arrears together with interest, your journal entry is bank account debited to call in arrears account to interest on call in arrears account. Okay, so when the shareholder makes the payment of call in arrears together with interest, the journal entry is bank account debited to call in arrears account to interest account. I hope this much is clear, students. Okay, now we will move on to the illustration third sum, which is there in page number 15. Okay, just see here. Chronic Limited issued 10,000 equity share of rupees 10 each, payable at rupees 2.50. That means 2 rupees 50 paise on application, 3 rupees on allotment, rupees 2 on first call, and the balance of rupees 2 rupees 50 paise on second and final call. Okay, so second and final call are same. All the shares were fully subscribed and paid except of a shareholder holding 100 shares who could not pay off second and final call money. Okay, so in this sum they're telling you that Chronic Limited Company has issued 100 equity share, 10,000 equity share at a rupees 10 each. Okay, now how is it paid? Okay, 2 rupees 50 paise is paid at the time of application, 3 rupees is paid at the time of allotment, 2 rupees on first call, and the balance of rupees 2 rupees 50 paise on the second and final call. So all the shares were fully subscribed. That means how many shares were issued? 10,000 equity shares were issued and 10,000 equity shares were subscribed. Okay, all the shares were fully subscribed and paid except, okay, everyone paid, but except a shareholder who was holding 100 shares. So one shareholder who was holding 100 share was not able to pay second and final call money. Okay, so what is the exact amount which is not received by the company here? That is 100. So one shareholder who was holding 100 shares, so 100 into, he did not pay the final call amount, that is second and final call amount. So 100 into 2.50. Is that clear? So one shareholder who was holding 100 share did not pay 2.50. That means 2 rupees 50 paise he did not pay. That means he did not pay altogether 250 rupees. Okay, so we have to pass the necessary journal entry. So what is the first journal entry for? It is for receiving application money. The journal entry is bank account debited to share application account. So 10,000 into 2.50. Okay, 10,000 share issued at 2 rupees 50 paise. So 25 rupees. Okay, and next journal entry is for transferring application money to share capital, isn't it? So what will be your journal entry? So I want you all to write the narration for all the entries. Okay, it is the must. Okay, so what is the journal entry for transferring application money into share capital? It is share application or equity share. So whenever they tell you it is equity share, you can fix the word that is equity. Okay, so equity share application account debited to share capital account 25,000. Okay, and next journal entry is for allotment money due. So what is allotment money due? Journal entry: share equity share allotment account debited to share capital account. So what is the application money? 3 rupees. Sorry, what is the allotment money? It is 3 rupees. So 10,000 into 3, it is 30,000. Okay, and next entry is for receiving the allotment money. So when money is received, bank account is debited. So bank account debited to share allotment account. So 30,000, that is 3 rupees into 10,000. Okay, and next entry is for first call money due. So the journal entry is share first call account debited to share capital account. Okay, and how much is the first call money amount? It is 2 rupees. So 10,000 into 2. And then for first call money received, bank account debited to share first call account. Okay, 20,000 rupees. Just see here, these are the entries which I have told you so far. So first journal entry is for receiving application money, bank account debited to share application account. Second is for transferring application money into share capital. So the journal entry is equity share application account to share capital account. Next is equity share allotment. Okay, equity share allotment money due. So for equity share allotment money due, the journal entry is equity share allotment account debited to share capital account. The amount is 30,000. That is 10,000 share into rupees 3 per share. Next is for receiving allotment money, bank account debited to share allotment account. Next is for first call money due, share first call account debited to share capital account. Next journal entry is for receiving the share first call amount. So till first call you have received the money from all the shareholders, isn't it? So bank account debited to share first call account. Next journal entry is for call second and final call money due. Okay, so when it is due, you don't have to show this arrears. Okay, only when you receive the amount you get to know that a particular shareholder is not giving you the money. There you have to show the entries. Okay, so at the time of first and final call, second and final call money due, the journal entry is due share for second and final call account debited to share capital account. Okay, so 10,000 into 2 rupees 50 paise. And when you received, you got to know that one shareholder who was holding 100 shares did not pay the second and final call money, that is 2 rupees 50 paise. Okay, so when you calculated it has come up to 250 rupees. Okay, so what is the actual money received? You received 24,750. Correct. Out of 25,000 what you were supposed to receive, you did not receive 250 rupees. So bank account debited, call in arrears account debited to share second and final call account. This is your journal entry. So call in arrears is debited. Okay, it's a loss. Okay, and it's always debited. So call in arrears account debited. So bank account debited, call in arrears account debited to share second and final call account. So what is the amount which you have actually received? 24,750. Call in arrear is 250, and what you have to credit okay, is to share second and final call account. Okay, that is 25,000. I hope this much is clear, students. Okay, now next we will move on to call in advance. Okay, now what is call in advance? See, sometimes shareholder may pay a part or the whole of the amount of call which is not yet made. Okay, so what did I say? What is call in advance? Sometimes shareholders pay a part or the whole of the amount of call which is not yet made. Okay, so the amount so received from the shareholders is called as call in advance. So this amount, the call in advance amount, is a liability of the company and it should be credited to call in advance account. Okay. So the amount received will be adjusted towards the payment of call as and when they become due. Okay, so this amount will be adjusted towards the payment of call as and when it becomes due. Okay. Now see the interest, the payment of interest on call in advance. The company has to pay interest on call in advance. Okay, and this interest rate will not exceed 6% per annum. Okay, so the interest rate is 6% per annum, and this rate will not exceed 6% per annum. Okay, so we will see the journal entries for call in advance. Okay, so whenever a company is receiving call in advance, the journal entry is bank account debited to call in advance account. Okay, because the company is receiving this call in advance, the journal entry is bank account debited to call in advance account. Okay, now on the due date of the call, the amount of call in advance is adjusted by the following entry. So what is the entry? Call in advance account debited to particular call account. For example, if it is first call, if first call is paid at advance, then to first call account. Okay, if second call is paid in advance, then journal entry will be call in advance account debited to second call account. Okay, so this is the journal entry. So for receiving call in advance amount, the journal entry is bank account debited to call in advance account, and for adjusting the call in advance on the due date of the call, the journal entry is call in advance account debited to particular call account, or okay, to that particular call account. Okay. Okay, now we will see the accounting treatment of interest on call in advance. Okay, accounting treatment of interest on call in advance. So for payment of interest on call in advance, the journal entry is interest on call in advance account debited to bank account. Okay, the for a company, it is a expense paying interest, so the journal entry will be, so expenses are always debited, so interest on call in advance account debited to bank account. So when interest is paid, the bank balance is coming down. Bank balance is an asset. When it comes down, it should be credited. Okay, next for interest due. See, for interest due, the journal entry is interest on call in advance account debited to sundry shareholders account. Okay, interest on call in advance account debited to sundry shareholders account. And for interest paid, the journal entry is sundry shareholders account debited to bank account. Okay, this is the journal entry. I hope this much is clear, students. Okay. Okay, I hope this much is clear. In our next class, we will see the next sum, that is illustration 4th sum. Okay, inshallah. If you have any doubt, please do ask me. Jazakallah khairan.